Hey!
We did it!
So, after a lot of searching, I found...
It's stuck.
Oh. What?
We have to edit the scene a bit.
Oh, hold on. Okay. Give me a moment.
Why is it only doing part of it? Oh well, whatever.
Whatever. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, we did it.
Why is this weird?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Just leave it. Just leave it.
Whatever.
It's okay.
Anyway, you
It's
can't
not
really
the
see
important
it that
one.
well, but yeah. So
We figured it out. So when you get the game, the file for the game, you end up without
all
the blue
this
one.
stuff.
But there is. Hold on.
Yeah,
Let me see.
there's stuff that you can't really
Yes.
see.
There is. I can't move it. This. You can't even see it. There's a file called Five Little Lights by Guillotine.
And it's a zip file. So
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, well here, let me unpack that, because we were hunting everywhere. We were hunting online. We were trying to figure out what the fuck this code was for.
And then we had the epiphany of what if it's a README inside the thing.
Yeah.
So we tried to open the zip file and it required a password. Which conveniently is the password that you get if you look at all the notes.
Yeah.
You just need to type it in lowercase.
Yeah. So, we got this.
Five
So,
Little Lights.
by Guillotine. For them.
If
If you're
you're
reading this,
then I guess you
I-
can do it.
Okay. If you're reading this, then I guess I didn't make it. Well, on the upside, it means this book got published. T. Clearly, this is my last novel. Don't cry for me. It's better this way. I'm sure I don't need to tell you about Annabelle. What happened that night has haunted me to this day. Barry and I sped down a lonely, dark country road. We had an argument. Something petty, useless and shallow. While Barry was driving, we hit Annabelle, a young girl, running from her deranged sister. She didn't scream. Somehow my path crossed with a young woman named Veronica. It's true, I called a hotel to rent a room for my final book. Veronica came to my home, and as I was packing, drugged me. Whatever. Barry didn't think anything was suspicious. A young woman stuffing me into my car. Here I would say that I
I'll
was
read the next part, so we'll just do
in
sections.
the Golden Light Orphanage, disoriented and confused. The truth is, I know what happened here in my week in the clutches of the mad woman and my own inner demons. Here I will tell the sad story of Five Little Lights.
It was some kind of mixture of chloroform and herbs. I was awake, but unable to move my body. So many things fascinated me. He carefully...
Her careful balance, I assume.
Sorry. Her careful balance of the chemicals in my
Numbing.
drug, and the strength of this young woman. Yeah, no. Do you wanna read faster?
I'm gonna finish reading this because this one has to go to an exam.
Well, no, I still have, it's in Snell, so...
Is it not till 3:15?
Yeah.
Oh, I
But
thought it was at 2:45. Okay, that's why I
No!
was worried.
No! I would have left already!
Anyway, so...
But I need to be there
Straight.
for 3 for pictures.
Luckily for her, I was already packed. My suitcase and computer were all ready to go. She dragged me up the snow-covered steps. I could have sworn I saw the imprint of children's faces in the windows. Once inside, she laid me out in a chair in the frontmost room. I saw the visage of a woman in a white dress. It was a headless mannequin in a wedding dress.
So that's the first mannequin that we see.
Yeah. Veronica looked down at me like a child with a new plaything. Her head quickly snapped towards the kitchen, towards the sound of crying. I sluggishly followed her, having regained some motor skills. At times, I had to use the tables for balance. I made it to the kitchen. The crying became louder. It became a screech, a banshee's wail. It was almost beautiful. In the low light of the kitchen, I saw Veronica hold the escaping child by the hair while brandishing a butcher's knife. A pitiful grin on her face, as if the child was going to a brighter place. The sound the blade made on her was soft, more like a vibration one could feel than a sound. The first strike was on the side of the poor thing's head. It was enough to make her stumble. The second was a gruesome crack. The chef's tool was lodged in her throat for just a minute. It was enough to make her stop. Veronica turned to me. Her smile faded, like a flirtatious girl who had become unexpectedly noticed. She opened the refrigerator, never breaking eye contact with me, and stuffed the little body into its chilled womb. Interesting metaphor? Okay. I assumed she intended the drug to wipe my memory, but then, who am I to guess what an insane woman thinks. She discarded her bloodied dress into the fireplace and continued up the stairs. She left me, knowing in my state that I was harmless. Late, too. The drug was still in effect by the third day, but Veronica had begun to doubt its potency. She would keep a close eye on me, and follow me when I wandered. I remember pretending to play fetch with her clearly dead dog to appease her. My God, if I had to listen to another story about her sister, I would have hung myself with my lucky scarf. There were more in the house. I would hear one screaming, and I would hear one laughing. One night she led me up the stairs. She had disallowed me to roam upstairs until now. Screaming was unbearable. It was a child's voice that cursed like a sailor and thrashed the door like an angry police officer. Thanks for that, by the way, Barry. As she opened the door, the little one stormed out. Her hair was short, a bob cut of cute cherry red hair, too short to grab. Veronica gave chase, leaving me to explore the bathroom. It was a blessing to see a toilet. She had me using her grandparents' bedpan. I relieved myself and looked about the cold and sterile room. While I still regained most of my senses, I tried to leave, but sure enough Veronica returned, with the little red devil sedated in her arms. She gave me an evil look before locking the door with the key around her neck. Guilty, guilty! She began to sing as she laid the child down and tied her legs. She held her, like a cherished doll, and lowered her into the tub full of ice-cold water. The child jerked, but was still very drugged. A loud crash came from a room not too far away, the sound of a machine falling. Veronica leapt to her feet, annoyed, but with a smile. She locked the door, locked me in that freezing room with the foul-mouthed, cherry-headed girl. She kidnapped us, the cherry girl shivered. She's trying to call the judge, but it won't work. She has no guilt. Mind you, the words she used were actually much harsher and robust. The child had quite the vocabulary, but I digress. Veronica re-entered the room shortly. Her smile faded, her dress once again bloodied. She marched toward my little red-headed friend and proceeded to drown her in the icy tub. I leapt into action to save her, which is what I'd like to write. But no, dear reader, I watch her fade away, face down in the frigid, shallow pool. Light 3. I was able to move around more. I could walk, and my vision wasn't so blurred. For 2 days I feigned being under her concoction. She seemed more obsessed with getting the house ready for the holiday. I raided the kitchen to find anything useful. A lantern. It would be suspicious if I was carrying the thing around, so I left it in the hall leading to the basement for later. What really puzzled me was a sound in the room next to the bathroom. I managed to sneak there, up the steps. The first door was locked, tight, as was the one further down the hall. Still, in the dim electric hall lights, my sight seemed to fail me. I found myself stumbling. Eventually, I found an unlocked door. Inside was a boy, or what remained of him. A small blond boy, slumped against a table in what looked like a sewing room. Needles of all sizes
laid about the floor. A large silver stake-like needle was wedged into the young boy's chest.
All of his chests. All
the
of
boy's
them.
mouth was stitched shut, in the shape of a permanent grin. Oh. I've been a prisoner of Veronica's for 6 days now. I began to give up hope. To give up on life on the outside. I began to notice how beautiful this murderous wench really was. I relished in the idea of snapping. Relished in the idea of snapping. I give up on English.
Of joining her in her fruitless crusade of kidnapping and murdering innocent children. Perhaps she felt the same. Sometimes there are things you want to forget so badly that it seems like it never happened. I woke up with her in my bed last night. As she slept, I crept out. I can't go crazy. I'd rather die. I went as far as to tug my scarf around my neck. No, I couldn't bloody my precious gift. I wanted to suffer. I wanted pain. That was when the guilt returned. That little girl, little Annabelle, whom I had killed on that night 3 weeks ago. The nameless life I'd dedicated Ariel's garden to. Her face appeared before me, on the steps. She really was smiling. I wanted to scream my confession. No.
I didn't want to
I
quote
don't
my own book.
to quote my own book.
My throat was too dry and
Yeah.
wrecked to trumpet an apology. But then I realized, just like me, Veronica would not let her leave. Annabelle was just as much a prisoner to her sister's love as I was. I set her free, but instead of setting myself free, I had to save the souls of the other little lights that now roam these walls. I had to stop her. Veronica didn't like anyone snooping around her room. I tried picking the lock, but she found me before I could enter. She hurled me down the stairs, and everything went black. While I was out, before my memory began to slip completely, I added these last few pages. Perhaps if I can read them after all this is done, I'll see that my life isn't so pointless. I would face my guilt and absolve Veronica's, even if it meant becoming the last little light.
So yeah, we found that. I'm super pumped that we actually found it.
Although it's
sort of-
very depressing, but we were smiling the entire time of reading it because we did it.
It was also sort of difficult to read because there were some typos. But
Yes.
that's okay.
Don't. That. Yes.
Okay.
You can't just close it when it's open there.
Yeah, sorry. Okay.
Yes.
Anyway, so, yeah, that was a thing. You can't actually see the whole thing on this thing because our screen capture's being weird. But you could see most of it, and you heard us read it, and yeah, that happened. We did it. We figured it out. I'm pumped. And that's really all I have to say.
Yeah, and that's all I have to say because I have a test to get to.
Okay. Bye!